What's up? What if I told you that I'm from the future? Yeah, it's true. Suppose the cat's out of the bag, huh? From the year 2109, to be exact. Here's some proof that I brought with me, just in case you guys don't believe me. In the year 2076, a resistance group known as the Edging Bronies would go on to colonize Mars. They were sick and tired of not being able to, quote, edge to twilight sparkle in peace. So, whatever that means. So they decided to bugger off to Mars instead. Wish it would have happened earlier. Why don't it happen now, actually? If I had a green screen right now, I would put myself into the future for some comedic effect in this intro. But I don't. So, you're gonna have to make do. When I grow older, I want to be in a position where I feel proud of who I've become and the work that I've put in to get there. I want a proud future paved by hard work and life lessons from mistakes. What I don't want is a future where I feel ashamed, regretful, wishing that I did a lot of things differently, reaching the age of 40 and feeling like you've wasted your life away, or even worse, done incredibly stupid things and made incredibly stupid mistakes that have gone on to sort of ruin your life. Of course, mistakes are predestined and you'll inevitably end up wishing that you did a lot of things differently anyway, but you want these minor regrets to be nothing more than minor regrets. Some people fear this, being their future is like an actual fear for them, whilst others just don't even really think about it. Personally, I've been a part of the former. I want to spend the next 8-ish minutes, however long this video ends up being, just giving you the exact practices and mentality that you can start today and continue to ensure that you achieve that proud, majority grateful life for your future self. For that, however, I just want to spend around 30 seconds of our time just giving a cheeky little self-plug. If you've never seen me before, my name is Ray, and I'm a young man who's devoted his life to learning, improving, and dispersing every new bit of knowledge that I gain with like-minded men over the internet. I currently have a staggering 3 subscribers as of recording this video, whom of which definitely aren't my nan, on 3 different accounts. However, regardless of this number, I plan to persistently pump out valuable content every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at the exact same time. If you end up resonating with the things I say and want to continue improving alongside me, subscribe and do all of the generic YouTuber things. Now that I'm done self-promoting, time to talk. There's a quote that I live by every single day, and it goes like this: what would you tomorrow want you today to do? I heard it from Chris Williamson, however, I'm not 100% sure of the sort of origins of the quote. I'm not 100% sure if someone else said it first. The quote suggests that every decision that you make throughout the day should be challenged with the question of whether future you would come to be grateful for that choice or regretful for that choice. It speaks in the short term of specifically tomorrow you, as opposed to you in a year or you in 5 years, because it's much easier to prioritize a you that is near as opposed to a you that is distant. When thinking about what ourselves in many years would come to regret or want us to do today, very easy to use the scale of that timeline as a cope and make your decisions seem minuscule and unimportant in the grand scheme of the entire timeline. Whereas when we think about ourselves tomorrow, the timeline that we're thinking about here is that of a single day, making our actions and decisions seem so much more important because the timeline is so much smaller. For example, cheating on your diet and having a cookie. When eyeing up that delicious cookie in your mum's biscuit tin, because all our mums have biscuit tins, apparently. If you stop and think, would me a year from now regret this? You'd likely follow it with things like, oh, well, it's only one, and I could burn it off by then, and just continue to belittle the importance of your decision. Same scenario takes place, however, this time you think, what would me tomorrow feel about this decision? What would me tomorrow want me to do right now? You're able to immediately sort of know what tomorrow you would feel if you were to make a certain decision this day. How you'd come to regret it, seeing as this version of you that you're thinking about is so close to current you, it's practically the same person. Your decision becomes a lot bigger, hence a lot more important within the timeline, and you're less likely to come up with some extreme copes like how you can burn it off by then or how you can just start tomorrow. These are the excuses that you would be able to make with a sort of larger timeline. In other words, you live for a new you every single day with minimal room for excuses, instead of living for a distant version of you where excuses and room for change are always on the table. I have this literally written on my wall on a piece of paper, so that whenever I'm doing anything, or specifically when I wake up in the morning, my alarm clock is far away from my bed, so that I'm forced to get up, I'm forced to turn it off. It's the first thing I read, allowing me to then gain a slight bit of consciousness, because I've just woken up, I'm tired, and ask myself, what would me tomorrow tomorrow want me to do right now? You know, would me tomorrow want me to get up and, you know, get to work right now, or snooze the alarm for an hour and sleep it? I think asking yourself this with as many micro decisions as you possibly can would be a very powerful mindset for when it comes to setting yourself up for a proud and grateful future. If you're able to build up the awareness to remember this quote and challenge yourself with it numerous times throughout the day, slowly turning it into a habit, you'll definitely become a more rational and sensible person, which women would love, people would admire, and your distant future self will undoubtedly be grateful for. Write on your wall, or something like I did. That quote is a great way to ensure that you make the right decisions when it comes to micro decisions. However, when it comes to big life choices, ones that maybe won't even have an impact on tomorrow you, good to challenge yourself in a different way instead. Here you think long term. It's awesome to have a rough idea of what you want your distant future to look like. One of my main life goals is to eventually start a family with, you know, a lovely wife and beautiful children. This main life goal is very loose in detail because I'm 19 years old and anything can happen. However, the small details it does have are small enough to be definite long-term desires of mine. Because I have this sort of rough idea of what I want a huge part of my future to be, I can confidently move forward with this specific future in mind. Every huge and even small decision and step that I make towards my future, I think about my wife, my children, and the kind of father and husband that I want to be. When it comes to decisions of any kind, but more specifically bigger decisions, ask yourself a few questions about the impact that this may have on your ideal future. I'm gonna guess that a lot of you watching this video are like me in, you know, eventually wanting a beautiful wife and some lovely children. Choose with them in mind. Think of the kind of trajectory and progress in what areas you'd have to make in order to achieve this ideal future and family, and align those findings to determine the best possible decision that you can make to better benefit that future you. Now, of course, we aren't all demigods. Future projection and thinking with your family in mind won't always lead you to the best possible decision, but it will definitely help. Having this mindset of future prioritization will also help when it comes to sort of making stupid mistakes. You can imagine anybody who's ever made a racist tweet or filmed a body hadn't been practicing the habit of asking about their future self and the consequences that this would have on their future self whilst they made that racist tweet or filmed that body. That's one of the things that separates a sensible, trustworthy man from a living for the short term, idiotic and irrational man who is more prone to making stupid mistakes but then come back and bite him in the arse later on in life. Having a long-term focused mindset where you constantly try and delay gratification and set future you up for a happier and easier life is the exact mindset that every content, successful person had. The entire notion of struggling now, or, you know, just maybe even being more bored now, so that your future self and loved ones can thrive, is a regular lifestyle decision that I believe is crucial for living the best possible life. Another couple of things that I want to throw into the mix of this video are purpose and a little practice that you can do to help you achieve this rational, delay gratification mindset that will ensure you a proud future. Purpose is something that I'm pretty sure has actually come up in every single one of my videos thus far, apart from maybe one or two, but I won't ramble too long about it or, you know, sort of review it. What I will quickly say is living towards your authentic purpose is another part of guaranteeing yourself a proud, happy future. So many people live for their parents or others, give in to pressure and expectation, and end up coming to regret those decisions later on in life when they realize that they spent the last 10 years of their life in a uni degree or career that they had zero passion in and that was nowhere near aligned to what they authentically wanted to do and what their purpose was and what made them happy. If you want more information about that, I speak about it as the very first tool in this video, so give that a watch if you want. Also low-key a banger. So just saying, rejecting 9 to 5 to escape the rat race and make more money is nice, but what I believe matters more is aligning your work to whatever feels purposeful, free and fulfilling. Practice that I was recently referring to is this: have a journal or list of specifically the most important people in your life. This can range from living people, deceased people, people who aren't even born yet or you haven't even met, like your future kids, your future wife, or a celebrity. This isn't a list of people you love, it's a list of people whose opinions you value and actually care about. Once you've created this list of VIPs in your life, with every decision you make, thing you post or step that you take in life, you're going to read through that list and just take a moment to think about what each of these really important people to you would think about this decision, and more importantly, how it would impact them. This will help you filter out certain people in your life, people who you feel you have to prove yourself to, or who expect a certain thing from you, and allows you to live authentically towards a happy future, only caring about the opinions of people who want to see you thrive, who want to see you do well, who want to see you just go for what you actually want to do. You know, it's not your mum who wants you to be a lawyer, or your dad who wants you to be a doctor. It's people who just want you to do what you want, what makes you happy. This will also prevent you from making really stupid mistakes, like a tweet, and damaging, or even worse, sort of ruining your entire life. In summary, the single best mentality for a proud future would consist of delaying gratification, pursuing purpose, and living with your future self, family, and other important people in mind. This is the mentality that I believe creates a proud but not 100% shameless future. Of course, as I said, mistakes are sort of predestined. You're going to make them and you're going to regret them. But thinking with your future self in mind and delaying gratification and just being more rational about it all will ensure that you only make minor mistakes and don't do racist tweets. Okay, that was the last. Living for yourself in the moment and overindulging in, micro desires is what creates a single man in his mid-30s leeching off his parents' money, wishing he had done things differently. It's a bit of a sensitive one, but I will just be as real as I possibly can in these videos. With that being said, if you went on to find value in this video, I have around 7 more on my channel and guarantee many more 3 times a week. Click the video on screen right now to prevent the edging bronies from colonizing Mars and building an empire of My Little Pony bros who will seek and destroy anybody who refuses the Bernie title. Bye.